Well, hello everyone. I am here to teach you how to make your Make It Miniverse items that are plants permanent, because in the state that they arrive, they are not permanent. And I like them to be permanent so that I can use them in my doll houses without worrying about all of the rocks falling out. I will also have another tutorial on how to get the best out of your animals that come in these sets, but this one is about how to optimize your plant and make it permanent. So this is a plant we haven't opened before. It says it's the hens and chicks. It could be a sempervivum, which is what a hens and chicks genus is, but I think it looks more like an echeveria. It comes in a lovely little dish, and I have saved the extra rocks and stuff from my other packages, because ideally I would love to not have to ruin all of these and keep some in the bag so they can be used as props. Oh good, we already have one of these open, so we'll save this one. And here is our little shovel. All right, so we will check and see what order our rocks are supposed to go in, and then we will get started. Okay, so it has us doing a sandy mix first and then a rocky mix, and we want the plant to end up below the top edge of the pot. And I have very carefully taped these apparently. So what I do first is I rough out how much I'm going to need of each one. You don't want to be guessing about how much you need when you are already making it full of glue. So we will probably want, well, we don't really need more than that. No, because look at the height. We really don't need more than that. Okay, great. So once I know how much I have here that I need, this is kinetic sand, so it's never permanent. It's not going to dry hard. There's nothing, at least in the packaging, that indicates that. So what I do is I make sure, this is PVA glue. This is the same glue as school glue. It's just much more concentrated and thick. So I will take some of my Tech Bond here, and I will link that in the description below. We want to get like about 1/3 the volume of the stones, but in glue. That is the goal. And then we will take our little glue tool here and aggressively mix this. So I am going to mix this for a minute and go quiet. Okay, not sure if you saw, but I do a lot of smushing and flattening to make sure that every little grain that I can gets covered, because it's got all that kinetic glue goop. And don't worry too much about touching this on the sides of the pot, because we will give that a wipe down. And you will have to get your fingers a little bit sticky. I have wipes that I have, just like little Windex wipes. Windex is a really good light glue remover for when you need it. And we're going to get this pushed out to the edges as far as we can and as even as we can. And we did good not getting it on the sides. We can kind of cheat some out of the middle to make sure that sides have it built up nicely. And if you need to, just shove your finger in there and dab it down to where you like it. So get every little bit that you can so you don't need to clean out your glue pot, as I call them. But it's just I used up a silicone muffin thing, and I just am reusing it for glue now because I can squeeze it out. So here's our first layer, and it's mixed with the PVA glue. And now we will repeat that with the stones here up to a certain level because we still want our little plant to be below the top edge. So let's mix up some of our rock mix. Okay, so here we have arrived. We'll wipe that off, don't worry. But we can now use whatever tool you have. Even the back of the shovel actually is like the perfect size. And push a little spot for your plant. Because this is, I made this one a little extra goopy. And you can see that it's still holding its shape, which is kind of the important part, is that it's not going to slump into a mess for you. And then what we're going to do is take our Q-tip that I have soaked in Windex, and we can just kind of give this a little. Water would also work because it's a water-soluble glue, but I'm in the habit of using Windex because I'm usually not using water-soluble glue. I'm usually using something much grosser and much worse for you. Okay, that'll look fine because this glue is crystal clear. So we've got a little hole there, and here's our little hens and chicks. And we're gonna set it right down in there. And we will check back on this when it is dry, and I will show you how it came out. I'm going to speed through the other plant one we saved just so you can see me do another one. And I hope that you will leave me a comment below if you use this technique. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm just going to put some little supports next to this guy so that he won't list as he is drying. And we'll take a look at these when they are all dry in the morning. They should be given overnight to dry with any PVA glue. You want to give it a good long time to dry. So we will check back on these little beauties in the morning and just make sure you have them on a very level surface so that they don't dry in any one direction. And I will see you tomorrow to check on how these little guys came out. Good morning, everyone. We are back with our permanentified little plants. So I will admittedly say that I used a little bit too much glue on our hens and chicks. It's still drying. That's why it appears white, not clear. But it is permanent. You're not getting it out of there. We can say that. And so these will just take a little bit of extra time to dry. This is our euphorbia milk tree, not a tall cactus. It's not a cactus. Euphorbias are from, well, this one in particular is from Madagascar. I know because we had one in our yard which got its latex goop in my dad's eye, and he had to go to the emergency room because it's very, very toxic. But as you can see, it's not coming out of there. This one also still has a little bit of ways to go to dry, but it's not tippy anymore. And then these are the other ones that I have permanentified the exact same way. And so I think this is a great way to make these a more lasting item for any of your doll houses. I personally would have been more upset as a kid if it wasn't permanent than if it was permanent, because I didn't like it when stuff fell apart as a kid. But you can see how absolutely adorable these are. I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. Please leave me a little comment down below if you try my permanentifying technique. And thank you to all my patrons for your support. We are back to sewing Stitchtober this week, so I look forward to seeing you all in another video. Try out some of my other unboxings or check out the hack to make your aquariums and little plant items perfect with better techniques than they give you in the box. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!